Morning, everybody. Hey, today we're back on the GMC again. Had a couple days. We had some other stuff to do. If you watched the last couple of videos I put up, you'll see that we had to go and pick up a different project car and bring it to my house. So we've got 3 days now of nice weather again coming up in the mid 50s. So I'm going to hit it pretty hot and heavy for the next 3 days, because then we got 3 days of really crappy weather again, so I won't be able to get out here and work on it and stuff. Today what we're going to do is we're going to finish cleaning up the rear axle. I started the other day on it. I got it pretty clean, but we're going to keep working on that and get that all clean, because I'm going to spray that with that whole rear end with some undercoat after I get it all cleaned up. We're going to do that. I got another set of new front brake lines now. I'm going to take out and see if they fit. I don't think they are, because they look just like the last ones I got. So if they don't fit, I'm gonna have to try to find some adapters to go from the fitting on the brake line to the fitting on the flex brake line. They keep sending me ones that they're not right, so I don't know. But I can't keep doing that. I got two sets now that I'm pretty sure are wrong, so I have to send those back and do, all that other stuff. The other thing we're going to do is we're going to get up inside here again and start working on some more stuff in the interior. I think, I didn't bring it. Well, I won't do that. I was going to say I was going to start taping the windshields and the rear window off so I could paint in there, but I forgot the paper. Oh well. We'll find plenty to do. I got to get this ignition switch sorted out. For some reason, when I hook everything up, it just doesn't do anything. It's like the terminals or something aren't marked right. I don't know what's wrong with it, but I gotta fiddle around with that for a while, see if I can get that sorted. Get back up under the hood and do some stuff. Got a bunch of other things we need to do. I'm gonna get a list going here pretty soon today. I'm gonna pull what the heck's those guys show that they put on? Roadkill. Yeah, I'm gonna pull a Freiburger Finnegan thing and get me a big sheet of cardboard out here and start making a list of the things in the order I need to get them done on this thing. The gear shift linkage is basically, it's there, but it's missing. I need to get a kit for that I found for it to put all the bushings and everything back into place. We got to get that done. We got to get the emergency brake thing. Is kind of in the same condition. It's just sort of falling apart underneath there. So we got to get that fixed up. We got to get, well, like I said, we got to get in the interior here and start cleaning that up, because when the weather gets up, up into the 60s, I'm going to come out here and start painting all this. So we're going to do that. We'll get started with all that stuff here. When I get some of these things done, I'll get you back in here, let you look at what we've done, and we'll just keep going from there. So we'll get going on it, and I'll show you some stuff in a bit. Hey guys, it's the next day. Of course, we're back on the GMC. We've got 3 days left of really nice weather up in the mid 50s, upper 50s. We got to get as much done as we can, because then we got almost a whole week of winter weather coming back. It's down almost 0 at night. It's going to get cold, and I won't be able to work out here on the truck during those cold days. I'll probably fire up the heat in my shop at home and start painting a lot of those small parts I took off in here, get those all painted up during the cold weather. So today, a little change of plans from what we started to do yesterday. I got underneath the truck and I was cleaning the rear end off and working on that, and that was the second day I'd been under there, scraping old oil and crud and grease and dirt, and having to use a torch to burn it off, and laying underneath there on my back scraping with the brush. And I kept looking at that rear end thinking, it would be just a lot easier if I just dropped the rear end out of this truck and took it home, cleaned it really good, painted it, you know, all that kind of stuff. And then I thought, no, that's a lot of work. You know, I'll just keep plugging away at it. And then last night I started thinking about it, and I thought, nope, I'm taking it out. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to drop the rear end. I think it would be best, I can bring it home. I can set it up at my place on some sawhorses where I can stand up and work on it. I can get my power tools out to clean it all up. I want to take it apart. I want to check everything on it, make sure it's good. So obviously I need to put new seals in it, the wheel seals, the front yoke seal, the new gasket on the cover, all that stuff. I'll flush it all out, check the wheel bearings, make sure the rear wheel bearings are good, and I can even install the brakes. You know, I can even put the brakes, everything back on it, you know, all at my place, at my shop, and then bring it back out and just stick it back under there and raise it up. I'm not going to pull the leaf springs off. I'm just going to take the U-bolts out, drop the axle on the ground. So that's the first plan for today. We'll see how that goes. I don't think it's going to be too hard. And then we're going to go back and get inside and try to get some, I need to get the windows taped off. I need to start cleaning up inside the cab here, sanding some of this old paint, getting some stuff cleaned up, so I can get this all primed and ready for the new paint. I got a whole bunch of stuff back from the sandblaster the other day. So I got all this interior stuff, everything in there. I got that all at home. It's all sandblasted now, all nice and clean. So I'm going to start painting all that up. I've been painting the seat frames right now because the upholsterer wants them in a couple weeks to go ahead and get the seat reupholstered. So I need to get the frame all done, painted, and ready to bring to him. Bunch of other stuff. I got to get all the door and window seals. Classic Industries has a kit for both doors, windows, door seals, all the stuff, clips, hardware, screws, the whole 9 yards for like $230, which I think is a pretty good deal. So I got to get that ordered. All this brake stuff and shocks and everything are all on order. They're starting to show up now. The rest of this week they'll start trickling in. So I'll have all that stuff. That was another thing that made me decide to take the rear end out. The upper shocks are kind of way up in there. And I thought, well, once the rear end's out of there, I just reach right in there and take them off. So that's what I'm going to do. I'll yank the shocks off, then I'll put the new shocks in, and then put the rear end up, and it should go, according to plan, now it's going to go real smooth. Second thing I wanted to tell you today, this is something that I'm finding is typical in this business anymore. Yesterday, when I got tired of laying underneath there, I decided I would go ahead and fit the new sending unit into the new gas tank. So this is the sending unit that came. This came with the new gauge set. They sent this. I didn't expect to find this in there, but they sent one. I thought, well, wow, that's pretty cool. They sent a new sending unit for it. So I went to put this in yesterday. They have a chart here on the dimensions, what you're supposed to use. So I looked up the tank. This tank is 11 inches deep. According to this chart, an 11-inch gas tank, you're supposed to set this float at 5 5/8 inches from this plate to this center rod, which is where the float goes. Okay? So I went to adjust it. This is adjusted as far as it actually goes. Right here. It doesn't go any farther. It's 6.5 inches. So it's an inch off. So what that would do, if I put that in, it's going to read the tank's empty when there's still an inch or so of fuel in the bottom of the tank, which isn't a bad thing because that way you're probably never going to run out of gas, but it's just not right. Well, then I'm looking at the chart, and it has different dimensions for different gas tanks. Well, it gets up to like, you know, gas tanks that are, you know, like here, all the way up to a 9-inch gas tank, and you're supposed to set this thing at 2.5 inches. You can't. It doesn't go any farther. This is as far as it goes. It doesn't do anything. And then besides, this to here is not going to fit in a gas tank that's only 9 inches. It's, I don't know what the heck they're talking about. Well, it might. It's 8.5 inches. So it would probably fit in a 9-inch gas tank. But I'm looking at this thing, trying to figure out how it's supposed to work. I put this thing down like that. That's where the float thing goes. Okay, I'm going to try to fit I decided to test fit it in the hole, see if it was going to work. Well, guess what? It doesn't fit in the hole. It doesn't even go into the gas tank. There's no way I can fit this in, twist it around, jiggle it, wiggle it, push it, or whatever, and get it to drop down in. So I'm thinking, great, what the heck's going on here? So I'm looking at this thing. All right, take a close look at this. You could see this thing. All right, so I'm looking at it, and I'm looking at it, and I'm looking at it, and finally, it dawns on me that here's the old one I took out of the old tank. Okay, there's the sending unit, float, all that kind of stuff. Do you notice something different about them? All right, this one of course doesn't have the float on it because I don't have that tube in there, but do you see something that's different? Here's what I want you guys to do. If you notice what this is, what's the problem here, drop me a comment, okay, down below. Put a comment and tell me what you think is wrong with it. And for everybody that sees what's wrong with this, if you want, I'll send you one of my little window stickers of my logo, my Scrapyard Rescue logo. So just for something for fun, let's see how many people can see what the problem is with this sending unit compared to the original sending unit. So with that, we're going to go ahead and get going on this rear end. I'll get you back in here to look at that once it's down and dragged out from underneath the truck, and we'll get working on that. Hopefully, like I said, it'll come out. I get it out in an hour or so, and then it'll be kind of warmed up enough I can start doing some other stuff here. But let's go ahead and get started and see what happens. Okay, guys. Hey, we're going to hang it up for the day out here at the truck. We ran into some problems, nothing major, but I don't have the stuff with me to do it. I got this side off of the rear end. I got this all loose, and it was a lot of work. I had to heat every one of them nuts all the way off. I'd heat them and heat them and heat them, get about 5 cranks, they'd seize back up, heat them up again all the way down. But over on the other side has been hit by something. They curbed it or hit a stump or did something. All the bolts are bent, and the shackle that holds the shock is also bent. I did get the shocks off, but there's no way I'm going to be able to wrench those bolts off or nuts off those crooked U-bolts. So that means I got to load up. I got to bring my generator, my grinder, all that stuff out, and so I can have power. I'm going to have to cut those U-bolts off over there. Not a problem. I usually carry the generator, around in the summer in the back of the truck anyway, so we'll just do that for tomorrow. I've been cleaning up inside the truck. I'm getting it ready to go ahead and shoot it. We're gonna repaint the interior. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to go home. I'm going to get the stuff loaded in the truck I need for tomorrow. Then I'm just going to work on painting all the parts I have at home for the truck. We got a big load back from the sandblaster the other day, so I'm going to go ahead and start working on them. It's nice out and there's no wind, so I can get all the primer paint on all that stuff today. So that's what we're going to do. So when we get over with the painting, I will get you back on that, and you can see the stuff we're working on with the paint. So we'll just head over for that. Okay guys, we're going to go ahead and end this video here. You can see back here I got all this stuff, primer coat on all this stuff here. Most of it's both sides and pretty much done. I'll just leave it sit overnight, let it cure. Then I can start painting it with the color. The seats are going to be black. And I think these heater parts will probably be black. This isn't all I got. I still got a lot of stuff in the shed that needs to get painted. And, it's going to be basically kind of a burgundy color for the main color with some white accents, and then probably some black stuff here and there inside the cab. So, but this is what we got done today after we left over at the truck. So. But let's end this video here. If you haven't already subscribed, go ahead and do so. Hit that notification bell, and we're going to do truck videos every 2 weeks. We're not going to pump one out every week. I think people were getting kind of sick of that. So we're going to mix up some stuff. I got 2 Fairlanes to do, Pinto to finish. You know, lots of stuff to work on. So we're gonna probably do a video every 2 weeks. So anyways, with that, that's it for today, and I will see you in a couple of weeks, and thanks for watching.